Y'all in here. Y'all, y'all the chain. Listen, next person I'm gonna bring up. Next person I'm gonna bring up is Mr. Andre Coakley, right? If y'all don't know who he is, you're going to know, right? He's the mastermind behind the customer service. He probably got the most Google reviews on the planet, right? You type in Apple, Google reviews, then type in Andre. He probably gonna put Apple out of business. I'm talking about the customer service, the reviews, everything is like it's really hard to book anybody else or to get anybody else as your credit repair company whenever you have Andre Coakley in the building. But he's gonna show you guys how to do exactly what he did. Right. So Andre Coakley is a professional, award-winning credit repair expert and a top-selling Amazon author. So if you don't have his book, go to Amazon right now and well, not right now. After this thing is over, go ahead and get his book, An Attempt to Repair America's Broken Credit System. So go ahead and get that book. Okay, we got a couple who already read it. Good, appreciate it. If you already read it, just type in the chat. Just tell me how much you love the book. Go ahead and get that. He's a top-selling author. Also, he has 20 years of experience in the game, right? He got 20 years in the game and is the founder and CEO of Credit 360, Credit 360, which is a seven-figure credit repair company, right? So if you guys want to learn from anybody, you guys want to learn from the people, for those who've done it, right? So if Andre Coakley has already built a seven-figure empire, you guys can do the exact same thing. So y'all give it up, my brother Andre Coakley. Y'all start clapping in the chat. Start clapping in the chat.
I'm clapping, B, but you gotta turn on my camera, man. How you gonna give me an introduction?
I done shut you off.
Shut me off, man.
First of all, I'm a whole savage out here.
I'm gonna need a whole nother. I'm gonna need a whole nother intro, bro.
Listen,
I'm gonna start this right now. We ready?
I'm a whole savage. Listen, I'll turn off everybody's video, audio. I'm shutting everything down. Y'all give it up.
Good morning, guys. I just want to, first of all, thank you guys for taking the time out of your Saturdays and busy schedules to invest into yourself, especially during these times. These times are actually changing. As you see, most of startups, I would suppose most of you guys are startups, you're working from home, right? You're working from that laptop. You're actually building your brand from home. However, I'm at my office, right? The problem with that is having the office 3 weeks ago was a blessing, but during this pandemic now it has actually kind of changed the scope of business. So regardless of the change of scope, I still need to be in play to actually do what I need to do to be able to serve my customers and serve my clients, right? So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna break down what I feel every business needs to have in order to have a great customer experience. And that actually starts with customer service. So let me do what I can do to kind of share my screen. Can y'all see my screen? If you can see my screen, just say something in the chat for me so I can know.
Oh yeah, we got you.
Can they see it, B?
Oh yeah, we got you. We in there.
All right. So leveraging customer service to retain loyal customers, all right? This is what we call your playbook to finding, getting, and keeping clients, right? So we're gonna discuss everything you need to do to actually keep your customers in your fold, to making sure that they're not actually leaving your system or leaving your funnel, right? You might have spent a lot of time, a lot of effort, or a lot of resources to get that client into your system, but what are you doing to actually retain and keep that customer, all right? So procedures to finding new clients versus keeping old clients. A lot of times most startup businesses are so concerned with actually trying to acquire customers that we kind of take our eyes off the ball of actually retaining customers. It's like a guy, right? He's so busy trying to get women, right, that he's not even taking care of the good woman that he has in front of him, right? So what you need to do from a business standpoint is making sure that we're actually taking care of our customers and keeping them into our platform as long as possible so we can increase that LTV, that customer lifetime value, all right? So with this actual diagram here, finding new customers, as we see, is very difficult, right? There's a lot of multiple steps in that process. There's a lot of turns, bends. However, keeping old customers is pretty much a simple process. All you have to do is take care of the customer, do exactly what you say you're gonna do. And I like to say, undersell, but over-deliver, right? You might be able to do X, Y, Z, but it doesn't make sense for you to oversell it, undersell it. That way when you deliver, they feel wild with your services, okay? So I know some of you guys are startups, right? And some of you guys are brand new businesses. And you're like, well, Andre, I don't have any customers. How do I kind of, focus on customer retention when I don't have customers? And if you look at this actual slide of this panel, when should you focus on customer retention? All right. When you're just starting off, of course, you have no sales. Your retention is going to be zero because you don't have any customers in your sales cycle. But during that time, you should focus on strategies to help grow your client base, right? This is going to be things like infusing people who've actually touched your services to actually make them know, like, trust your brand and actually expel that to actually other customers and other consumers. Now, when your business start gaining traction, right, that's when you're actually getting 1 to 2 sales a week, right? Now you actually have a formula, you have a system, you have a business, right? You have these customers coming into your actual brand. Now you can start trying to focus on retaining them, all right? How are you going to do that? You're going to put certain aspects in place where you can actually try to gain and record those metrics. But that's actually going to start when you actually get to your consistent stage, right? When you're consistent, you're going to be focused on loyalty and royalty programs. That's what's going to keep the clients engaged a little bit longer. And then when you get established, now you can put those metrics involved to actually start funneling down. We know if we actually touch 100 clients on a monthly basis, roughly we should be getting roughly about 15 to 20 reviews based off of how many clients we're touching, okay? And well-established, of course, this is when you need to be focusing heavily on client retention because most likely you have a bigger staff, you have a bigger output, therefore you have to have consistent funds coming in to actually keep your business and brand growing, all right? So this is what it breaks down to. 83% of business-to-business buyers recommend businesses that have been recommended from family or friends, right? So you want to actually put yourself in front of your consumers, but you also want to leverage them to tell the people that they know within their circle. Your circle is only so big. And if I come up to someone, right, who I don't know, and I say, yeah, I'm the world's greatest credit repair guru, they're going to be like, yeah, bro, I don't know you, whatever. Okay. However, if their cousin, friend, family member comes up to them and says, oh my God, Andre's a credit guru, they have more trust in the person who's just transferred that trust from that individual over to me, even though they don't have any recollection or they don't even know who I am from that standpoint, all right? So you want to do everything you can to build that trust. 91% of buyers, of business-to-business buyers, use the word of mouth, right? Then 88% of consumers rely heavily on online reviews, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit, just kind of show you what the best practices of how you can kind of leverage online reviews, all right? And 74% of consumers identify the word of mouth as the key influence of their purchasing decision. What that tells us is people are using the experience of other individuals to determine how their experience is going to be, all right? And that's the reason why we look at online reviews. That's the reason why you go on Amazon. Before you purchase that product, you're looking at, okay, what is the sustainability of this product? How do actually people who've had it, how do they feel about it, okay? So you want to make sure that you're doing the same thing in your brand. So first of all, you're going to do that. You're going to start with trust. And I like this little quote. It says, if people like you, they'll listen. But if they trust you, they'll do business with you, all right? If people like you, they'll listen. But if they trust you, they'll do business with you. Doing business with you means they're giving a commodity to you. They're giving something that they feel of value, which is hopefully money, or it could be bartering goods. I barter goods with other companies anyway. Just let me say that. Don't be scared to barter with people, right? Find other ways to leverage your business. It doesn't always have to be monetary. I can send out it takes me 15 minutes to do a dispute letter. However, I can actually leverage a few $100s of services with someone because they want their credit repair, right? I'm just giving you the game here. However, if people trust you, they want to do business with you, all right? So how do you do that, all right? You establish a positive reputation, all right? There's 2 key words in this first bullet. Establish, right? That means you have to gain the positive reputation, which that's not always easy if you're a brand new business. If I start school on the very first day of school and I forget my lunch money, right? And I ask all these other kids who they don't know me, can I borrow lunch money? They're not going to give me lunch money. Why? Because there's no credibility established. However, if I establish the credibility and I ask somebody, can I borrow lunch money? Now they're more likely to give me lunch money because they have a character judgment on me, right? So you want to put yourself in the same position from a business standpoint. However, when we talk about Maintaining, that's the hard part, right? Especially in credit repair, because what we do is not a structured business. People actually wind up feeling distressed with my services, even though I've gotten multiple things off their credit report. Why? Because their psychological expectation did not meet reality. And that's very important to kind of understand when you're actually dealing with a customer, right? And that's the reason why you're doing a sales consultation. You're not only doing a sales consultation to see if that customer wants to do business with you. I'm doing a sales consultation with you, Mr. Customer, to see if I want to do business with you as well. For the simple fact that I don't know if I can get you to your destination if your vision of that goal is skewed, right? So I want to make sure that our vision is in alignment, all right? Next thing you want to do is you want to honor all written contracts and verbal promises, all right? That's why it's very big to have a contract and an agreement. When I first started off in credit repair, my agreement was 1 page long. Now my credit repair agreement is 8 pages. The reason why it's 8 pages is for the simple fact that every time I got burned, I had to put this stop loss into my business. However, there have been times where I put that stop loss in the business, and it has been, I'm not going to say negative, but I have to honor it, even though I was trying to use it to protect me, but it also wound up protecting the actual consumer and customer as well. Now, the agreement is not only to protect you, it's to protect the consumer. Now, when the AG comes into your office, they're not looking, does that agreement protect you? They're looking now, it also protects the consumer from services. So that's very big. Make sure that you actually get your agreement in line, consult someone to make sure that you're putting yourself in that position. All right. Always tell the truth, even though it costs you to sell. That's very important. Always. I just told you I was in that same position. All right. Be transparent. Give your customer the information they need. Tell them it's going to take them a year to repair their credit. Tell them it's going to take them 6 months to repair their credit. Don't tell them that you're going to get everything removed off their credit report, right? And communicate honestly about your products and services, all right? Self-explanatory. This is a challenge I give to everybody, right? This is a challenge. All right, we review the list above, all this list above, what you guys are going to get this slide, and I challenge you, if not, do everything on this list to get your brand on track. If you do everything on this list, there's no reason why you can't put yourself in a position to excel. All right? Give people something to talk about. People will always talk, so give them something to talk about. Now, I'm not talking about negative stuff here. I'm talking about the positive, right? Where you're talking about give somebody something to talk about, you want to put your brand in front of them in the most respectful light. I see a lot of people, and also, unfortunately, your personal Facebook brand or your personal social media also has an indicator of your brand. You can't be this, okay, per se. The church, I'm sorry, is there an issue, Brandon?
Yeah. Real quick, can you turn off your notifications on your computer? Can you stop sharing? Stop sharing real quick.
Yes, sir.
Because what we're going to do is, whenever we, give these recordings out when it's time to, either record, we don't want things, popping
There's
up.
what's popping up? What type of sharing? I'm sorry.
Just like the Facebook notification and things of that nature. So if you can just.
Sorry about that.
All right.
And how's that? I'm not too sure how you can turn that off, Brandon.
Okay, well, we might just have to let it rock then.
Hold on. I think. Wait. Hold on. I think I got it.
Yeah, it was going. I mean, everybody's tagging.
Boom. Gotcha.
We told everybody to tag you, and they did exactly what we said.
I was wondering why I was popping down there.
You done blew up instantly. You said tag. They said, listen, first I'm trying to get a prize. I'm trying to get a 250 piece.
All right. I think I'm back, brother.
All right.
Can you see the screen?
Yep, we good. I'm sorry about that. Go back.
All right.
No, go back. No, wrong
Okay.
screen.
All right. So word of mouth, right?
Wrong screen, brother.
I'm sorry.
Wrong screen. I said that's the wrong screen, brother.
Sorry about that. Stop share.
Wrong screen. There we go. There it is.
Are we good?
We good.
All right, perfect. All right, so word of mouth, all right? That's the most widely trusted form of advertising, right? Somebody wants to know who's already actually tasted the experience. Nobody wants to be the first guinea pig, right? So it's very important, even for you startup companies, to make sure that you're putting your brand in position when people actually go to your website, when they go to your social media pages, when they go to your personal pages, they are going to get the feeling that people are going to get a good experience from using your services, all right? However, you also have to give top-notch services. You're never going to get 5-star Google reviews by just telling people to give you reviews, but you're giving them piss-ass service. It's not going to work, right? So you have to do everything you can to get in front of that customer, but making sure that they are aware that you are providing them with top-notch services, but you want to also relay into them that they are influencers for your brand. You need them to promote your brand, all right? And if you can do that, now you don't have to use as much money in advertising and spending, right? So when we say do something good, right? These are some examples of some of the things that I have done good, where I feel in the eyes of the community to gain their trust in order for them to take action to say that, you know what, I like to do business with Credit 360 because they also give back to my community, all right? So this is an elementary school that we go in, we teach financial literacy. Now, when we go and we do these actual segments, I make sure that, and I learned this from Brandon, right? That you make sure you go in and you have a videographer or you have a photographer come in and document these sessions, right? Because the reason why you want to document this, because yes, you're not trying to show off. However, you are trying to gain trust of other people with your brand, right? So there's a few populations that people feel very sympathetic to, right? That's going to be kids, that's going to be the elderly, and that's going to be people who are going through some type of real financial hardship, or people who are have gone through some type of domestic violence or medical illness. If you can find a way to get in front of these type of individuals, but make sure you document it, it's going to be golden for your brand, all right? So make sure you actually get videographers and you document that you actually are demonstrating good corporate social responsibility, all right? Make the emotional connection. I'm very big on emotions. If anybody knows me personally, I'm always talking about relationships, right? Because I'm talking about relationships. Why? Because I'm always trying to get to that emotional part of our relationship, regardless if it's a mentoring relationship, if it's a love relationship, if it's a business relationship. At the end of the day, if you can actually get to the individual's emotions, you're able to actually tote them and pull them in ways where they would not logically go. Okay. How many times do we see a woman or a man do something foolish that's not logical because they got caught up in their heart and in emotion, right? So as a business owner, your job is to actually try to put the hook in their mouth, but you don't necessarily want to put the hook in their mouth. You're trying to put the hook to their heart, right? Because if you can grab that heart, now you can sway that customer in any way you want, and they're not only going to be a customer of your business, they are going to be a fan of your business, right? So you don't want to have customers, you want to have fans. Fans are promoting your brand. They're the ones wearing hats. They're the ones wearing shirts. They're the ones who actually, even when you have a losing season, they are behind you because they trust the actual brand, not from an emotional standpoint, not from a logical standpoint. Because people don't logically like a loser, okay? People don't logically like a loser, right? You like to logically like something that is winning. So even when people are liking what's losing, they are tied to the brand, and there's an emotional tie, all right? The same way I'm tied to these garbage Dolphins, all right? We have losing seasons, but I'm emotionally tied to them. I can't let them go, right? But we'll talk about that any other day. Well, anyway, all right. So when you talk about brands that actually have the emotional tie, right? They outperform their competitors by 26% in gross margins, all right? So this is the metrics behind what I was just telling you. It's those brands that we feel that care about us that we actually invest more into. When we look at philanthropy, right, or philanthropists, right, these are people who we back because, you know what, we feel that they care about the bigger good or the better good, all right? So they outperform competitors by 80% also in sales growth. Why? Because they're able to get in front of more consumers from an emotional standpoint, right? And these are the different ways that you can possibly get to their emotion, all right? Solve a unique problem, appeal to the customer's value, all right? Specialize in one area. You don't have to do everything. Find one niche and stick to it. Be a master of one, not a master of necessarily many, which you actually are all over the board, right? Actually, kind of key into something. All right, become an industry expert. Now, the way you could become an industry expert, you need to post online content, right? As anybody knows, online, as we look at someone like Derek, right? Derek looks like an expert. Why? Because he's consistently putting up online posts, right? Consistently doing live posts in these groups. So we know that this guy can possibly give value time and time again. And anytime that we see that he's possibly on, what do? We listen in and we tune in because why? We know it's value, okay? Host an event. Why not host your own credit event? So if you host an event, I host an event down here. We call it the Millionaire's Mindset. I invited other realtors, individuals from the county, individuals from mortgage companies, individuals from the auto lending to pretty much come in and explain their vision on how they look at consumers from a credit standpoint, right? So I had to go up there, talk for 10 minutes, for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, but I also have my cast of guest members also speaking as well, right? Speak at events. I spoke probably at maybe 5 or 6 different credit repair events last year. And that actually helped me give me the title as perceived as an expert in the business. If it weren't for those events, if it weren't for the online posting, I probably wouldn't be on this Zoom call right now, right? Because these are the things that actually wind up putting me in front of you guys or putting us in front of you guys in order for you to say, you know what, he's touched enough places or enough people to where I can feel I can perceive value from these people, right? So these are some of the things that you can do to be an industry expert, right? There are more ways to be an industry expert, right? Write a book or do a blog. As you guys know, I wrote a book, An Attempt to Repair America's Broken Credit System. Did I write this book in a few days or a month? No, it took me years, right? The vision took place over 3 or 4 years ago. It only came to fruition at the end of last year, all right? However, when I put the book out, I just didn't put the book out. I actually studied on how to actually upload a book to Amazon. I was actually patient with how I was actually coming out to unveil the book to the public so I can get a lot of drive to create that revenue and create that buzz very early in the game to the point where the book was labeled a top seller on Amazon, right? So now for credibility purposes, I can go around and I can say Amazon top seller, even though it's for a short period of time, but hell, I held the title, right? So even if the guy was a champion for one bout or one fight, he is still the champion, right? So now I use this to leverage. How do I use this book? Now, when I try to find affiliate partners, what do? I take this book, in the inside cover, I write a nice personal message, say, hey, thank you, Mr. Realtor, for being one of the top realtors in our local community. I've been watching you from afar. I just wanted to give you my book to show you my appreciation. And whenever you get a chance, I would love to sit down with you and possibly talk about credit repair. Now, how do you think that feels to an affiliate? Am I looked at as an expert to this individual? Okay, most likely so. Does Andre Coakley himself feel he's an expert in credit repair? No, I don't. I'm just Andre Coakley, a credit repair business owner. However, I know what I need to do to leverage, all right, these tools to actually be perceived as the expert in the space, all right? And if you guys ain't bought my book, you can find it on Amazon, Attempt to Repair America's Broken Credit System. That's my plug. Go ahead, grab it. I would love it. And actually, a lot of you guys have already grabbed it. I appreciate it. I probably have more individuals or just as many individuals from the credit repair space buy that book as I did from regular consumers, right? Again, that also leads to somewhat being felt as an expert, but I don't feel I'm an expert. I'm just trying to put the tools that's needed to be looked at as an expert. I hope that makes sense, right? Attend industry events, right? I'll go to CRU, all right? I was a guest speaker at CRU, right? These are the things that leveraging, just leveraging time, all right? This video, right? This video will be leveraged that one day. I'm going to use this and repurpose it. I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I was on a Zoom call where I've coached 220 business owners, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to use it for leverage. Everything is leverage. So you need to think about capturing time at all given times, right? Increase word of mouth via social media, right? So social media is a great platform for you to build your brand. However, you have your personal page and then you have your business page. I see a lot of startup companies not posting credit repair on their personal page because they're scared of the individuals who know them to know that they do credit repair, because they're scared that they might make a mistake on the people they already know, like, and trust. All right. So what they wind up doing is they normally try to put all their credit repair marketing on their business page, but they wonder why they don't get any engagement. Because people don't engage with a business that they don't have a relationship with or an emotional tie to. All right. So your money page, or your money, what we call the money page, is your personal page. You should be promoting your brand on your personal page, because these are the individuals who already know, like, and trust you. Therefore, the sell your product is an easier sell, because at the end of the day, they're not also trying to get to know you and also trying to actually invest in you. They already know you. Therefore, they only have to invest in you, right? So anything you should be posting should always necessarily be on your personal page, but you're also going to mirror it on your business page. You're going to post it on your personal page. You're going to mirror it on your business page. Notice what I said. I didn't say you're going to post it on your personal page and then you're going to share it to your business page. Unfortunately, when the item is shared from one page to another, it is blocked differently and it has a different visual view. When we see that shared item, psychologically, we filter it because we know it's repurposed information, right? So you also want to actually post it on the personal page, but also repost that same information on the business page, all right? Also, social media should be a stream for you to have conversations with your customers. Now, you should not be talking about personal information on social media. However, there can be general dialect questions that can take place in order to create a better customer experience, right? When I deal with a brand, I know I feel hella comfortable when I can reach out to them with multiple different platforms and still get some type of reply. I feel that they care about me. But if I were to reach out to a brand on social media and they tell me, well, I don't do discussions on social media. Go ahead and, go to my website. I'm probably not going to go to that website. So you do whatever you need to do initially to warm that conversation up on social media, and then you actually wind up getting that person to your website or grabbing their information, right? I believe in customer service, customer experience, right? So customer service is also needed if you're working automation. Automation is cool, but that's like me trying to wow a woman with just text messaging all day. Hey, baby, how you doing? Just thinking about you. Lunch goes by, I don't give her a call. Here it is the next day, I'm texting, good morning, but I never call her. She's like, bro, you don't care about me because you're not spending time with me. And unfortunately, to the end user, digital messaging sometimes feels like the convenience to the person who's providing the message, not the actual receiver of the message. All right. So be very careful with that. So use social media as streams to actually conversate and have dialect with your customers. All right. The 3 M's are word of mouth, engage, right? There's no shortcuts to building your brand or building trusted relationships. What you have to do is you have to constantly give value. All right. You have to engage your customers. They want to connect with people who are part of a two-way conversation. They don't want to feel you're just giving value that you want to provide, but you're not giving the value that they need to hear, right? Equip them. Give your fans or give your customers something to talk about. When we say give them something to talk about, these are the positive things that you're doing for them, not only for them, but also for the brand, all right? So make sure that you're doing everything that you can to give them new services and products that might be solving issues in a new way, just like the coronavirus, right? Why aren't you putting posts up or sending out blasts about certain aspects that are taking place with the coronavirus? So people say, well, I don't know what to write. Okay, so what you do is you Google coronavirus credit repair, or no, coronavirus credit scores, or coronavirus forbearance. And now you're going to get all these articles that professionals have wrote, right? Now, I'm not trying to tell you to actually commit perjury. I'm not trying to tell you, I don't want you to have copyright infringements. I'm not telling you that. But now you can see what professionals have done research on to provide a valuable article, and then you take excerpts of that article and you put it into an email blast to give it to your customers and consumers, right? So now you're equipping them with something that's on the fly. Now they feel like, whoa, this business is also fluid. They're not just giving me information based off a routine. They're giving me information based off of circumstance, okay? And then you want to empower your customers, right? Anytime you do any of these drip campaigns, anytime that you're posting on social media, ask people to share. So when I post anything that's business related, or it might be to a specific segment, I'll tell the viewers, tag a business owner, tag somebody who owns a house, tag somebody who's looking for a vehicle, right? So you're giving that command for somebody to take action. For example, y'all probably didn't even realize, right? When you go to church, right? For y'all who go to a holistic, who've been to a black church, right? You go to church. When you get to church, what's one of, and not even black churches, I've been to other churches. When you go to church, what's the first thing the pastor does? Turn into somebody and say good morning, right? Touch your neighbor. Say it's going to be great. What that pastor is doing is setting you up to take command, right? If you're giving verbal commands and that person is following suit, now you're conditioning the mind to follow suit moving forward, right? We do it as parents all the day, right? You give that conditional command, before you know it, the kid is following suit. But if they don't follow that initial conditional command, the other commands probably aren't going to fall into play. I'm just giving y'all the game now. I'm giving you the game, all right? Create business-worthy, share-worthy content. Now, I know most likely our brand is going to go very in-depth in this, but I'm just kind of broke it down because of part of my slides, right? So there's different types of posts that you give to your consumers, right? A how-to post. This just introduces a problem and offers a solution. There's ways to share it. That could be an article, video, infographic, webinars. The example of a title would be how to pull your credit report in 30 seconds, right? A how-to post. The next category is going to be a list post. This focuses on one topic, right? Articles, infographics, slide shares. 10 surefire ways to get your credit scores higher, right? You're giving them a list of ways to do it, all right? So you're giving this information to your consumers in different flavors. Some people digest lists. Some people digest how-to posts. Some people digest what post, right? A what post is a detailed information on a specific topic that may include comparisons, all right? An example is what your credit score will look like this year. What your credit score will look, well, that should be what would your credit score look like this year, all right? Typographical error, excuse me, right? All right, however, all right? So why post? This gives a reason or a purpose for something often supported by research and evidence. Why should you wait? Why shouldn't you wait until the coronavirus to repair your credit? Why shouldn't you wait till after the coronavirus to repair your credit? So this is a why. So if you can actually put multiple different type of posts trying to answer these type of why, how, what, when questions, it actually resonates to different type of consumers. All right. And all this can be repurposed on every type of platform. So if you actually post a post on your Facebook page, you should also be repurposing that on that same post on your Instagram page. And then you should be putting that same post on possibly LinkedIn. And then if it's a video, that video should also be repurposed on YouTube. And then when you get that YouTube video, you send it off to somebody on Fiverr, especially if it was a good video, you feel you're hitting a lot of key points, you send it off to someone to Fiverr, where they actually take the actual video and they break the dictation down into text. Now you have a blog, right? Especially if it was like a 1 hour video, now you might have 2 or 3 blogs out of the different topics that you talked about. Now you're getting organic material to plug into your blog for your website to actually for SEO purposes, all right? I'm giving y'all the game, but here we go. Next slide. All right, harness the power of consumer reviews. Very important, right? So unfortunately, companies and customers don't see eye to eye, right? So from a customer's perspective, a customer makes probably 4 decisions to the company's 1 decision or 1 outlook, right? So in this example, companies focus on a very narrow but internal oriented view of what customers are trying to accomplish, right? So from a customer's perspective, if they're thinking about repairing their credit, the first decision they have to think about deciding to fix credit, right? That's the first decision. Then the next thing they do is they consult friends and families, now they're trying to see, okay, well, who fixed credit? They might put a post on Facebook. They might ask somebody. The next segment is they research prices of companies. Then they need to select the company for a consultation, right? the company's perspective, we see all these 4 steps as one action, book a consultation, right? However, this customer has been, sitting here probably, and this process for this customer could have taken a few days, a few minutes, or a few years to actually go through this process, but we just think of book a consultation. So it's very good to understand how your consumer feels before they get to each segment of your business so you can actually meet that feeling versus meeting feelings that aren't applicable to their emotional state at that point, right? Next section, they got to call and book a consultation, which again, to some customers, we just look at it as running a credit report, right? I've seen a few 100,000 credit reports, but to that customer or consumer, they feel that that's the only credit report that they've seen, right? That I've seen, and they feel very embarrassed. I say it all the time. I had to go to a male doctor, right? I had to get undressed in front of another male. Hella uncomfortable. I feel like this guy has never seen, this is a doctor, right? All right. This guy's seen men naked all day, probably 10 to 15 men naked per day. And here I am, this one man feeling uncomfortable to take off this gurney in front of another man. However, it's needed in order for me to be diagnosed. However, I can't tell you how long I prolonged the doctor's appointment because I didn't want to get naked in front of this other gentleman, right? So our customers are going through the same thing just to book a consultation. I like to say a consultation to some customers is just equivalent to taking an STD test, right? They want the results, but they don't want the results. How many times have I called the customer back after I ran their credit reports? And they're like, oh man, how bad is it, right? So that's like you call the doctor calling you like, how bad is it, doc? Am I going to die? Is this the worst case you've ever seen? And all customers feel that way. But it's your job and your duty to let them know that, hey, I got you. It's okay. But moving on, right? So the next thing they do after they book the consultation, they got to identify the credit issues, right? This is when they're actually taking the blood work, right? This is when we're taking the blood work from the customer. We're trying to diagnose them and see what's wrong with them. This is when we say, okay, we prescribe them. They enroll in services, right? This is when we say, hey, we need this, we can solve the problem. The next section is we wind up upselling that same customer to credit monitoring and secure credit card services. But from a sales standpoint, we only looked at as a consultation, but it was a consultation with a sales pitch and upsells. So this client had all these different emotions just to get through that panel. And then the last section is the customer finally experiences services with us, right? They finally take the action. We send out those rounds of disputes, right? Now the client is waiting for months for results. Now, it depends on how banged up that client is to determine how they're going to reach their goals. Some clients reach their goals within a 2-month period. Some clients take 12 months. Some clients don't even ever reach their goals, right? So that's also a determination of how they feel about your services, even though you might have done everything you could do for their credit report. I've had clients where I've gotten 20 things removed off their credit report. For some reason, they felt that after I got those 20 things off their report, they were going to have an 850 in credit score without having any access to credit. And at the end of the day, it's not going to happen, but their expectation versus reality was skewed, all right? So it's very important to try to find that in the very first conversation. It's just like marrying somebody and realize y'all are totally 2 different religions after y'all got married, right? Now you guys are pulling away from each other when you should be connected, all right? Then this is the part that we do. We ask for experiences. This is when we finally ask for referrals at the very end of the race. And this is what I'm saying. This is when you should not be asking for reviews or testimonies. You should be asking for reviews and testimonies at any touch place during this process when you feel that customer feels that they've had a qualified experience from your services, right? I don't wait till I break up with a girlfriend or break up from a relationship to ask what type of guy was I, right? Because after the relationship is broken, of course you're going to say, bro, you was an asshole and I didn't like you and you couldn't do nothing for me, right? After the fact, however, very day one or the first week of the relationship, I was the best thing to her since air, right? So that's how our customers are also going to treat us. So we have to be very careful with waiting to the very end of the relationship to try to determine for them to tell the world about who we are, right? If you do a consultation with a customer, right, and you feel they're happy for the simple fact that you help expose their issues and put them at ease, ask them for a review or testimony, right? If you're working on that client and you've sent out round one and they got 5 things removed off their credit report, that's the time to ask them for the reviewer testimony, right? Please do not wait until there's a disrupt, or because I can tell you, I've had clients give me reviews and testimonies, right? However, for some reason, there was a breakup in the relationship or they disconnected from services. However, very, 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 very rarely will that customer go back and actually change a review or testimony, right? So once it's there, it's there. And I always like to say, a review or testimony is more valuable than money, right? Money comes and goes. A review or testimony will be there forever, right? Your business will be dissolved. You can shut your business down. However, that review or testimony will still be there in public space. All right, 2 ways to get positive reviews. Always ask for them, but and again, you have to ask for them at the right touch points, right? Is this part of your drip automation? So even when we have our customers, when we have our clients, when we get things removed off their credit report, congratulations, Mr. Client, you had three things removed off the credit report. When they get that email, part of that email is also a link to all the platforms where they can give us reviews or testimonies, right? Because I know that I just gave them good information, things were moved off their credit report, so why not follow that up with, hey, tell the world how you feel about us at this moment. I'm not gonna send that email of, hey, you got 5 things removed off your credit report today, and then 3 weeks later, I'm sending an email saying, hey, give me a review or testimony. How much emotion do you think will be tied into that review or testimony if I'm receiving it, if I'm receiving it from that consumer or that customer 3 weeks after they cut the emotional tie from it, right? So make sure that you're asking at all the right times. Go above and beyond. This goes into underselling, over delivering, right? Most people in credit repair do the direct opposite, right? And it not only hurts your brand, it hurts the whole brand of credit repair in general, right? Because a lot of times you're telling people that you can get things removed off the credit report. You can't get nothing removed off a credit report, right? You can only try to position the bureaus to get something removed off the report, but it's something that you can't necessarily leverage, all right? So how do you actually operate with bad reviews or negative reviews, all right? How much time do I have, Brandon? Am I good? Let's see you.
You got a couple minutes.
Okay, good. All right. So don't let bad reviews ruin your day, right? These can be opportunities to strengthen your brand, right? And I was considered the review king, right? Until I got something from Derek. And Derek actually was saying that you should automate the process of seeing where individuals are taking a look at your reviews, right? So if I'm getting information from different sources, why isn't that not in one source? Why do I not know when the customer is giving me a review or testimony? So you should put those notifications in place so when a customer is giving you a negative review, now you're able to get in front of it as soon as possible, right? You don't want a negative review to sit up there and stay up there for months and you haven't even responded to it, right? So automate the process to know when you're actually getting reviews. I'm gonna give you a tool that I use for that, right? The next thing is respond in a calm state. Now I know that this person just blew your head off publicly, right? A lot of times it's very difficult to respond when you know somebody's trying to calmly, when you know somebody's trying to kill your brand. This is the way you feed your babies, right? This is how I feed my babies. Why are they trying to kill me? However, you still have to respond in a calm state because other individuals are still reading that review or testimony or how you respond, right? So you can't get mad, you can't get angry, you gotta respond in a calm state, all right? And I'm gonna jump back over here. Say I'm sorry, right? The genuine I'm sorry. Even if you're not wrong, say I'm sorry. I can't tell you how many times in the past where I let my own personal feeling and emotion tear down the brand because I didn't want to tell a customer I'm sorry, even though I wasn't wrong, right? However, I've learned over time that every conversation I jump on that phone, even though that I'm not sorry per se, however, I'm going to say that I'm sorry. I genuinely mean it, but I might not be sorry for the process. I might be sorry for how they perceive the process, but I will always say, hey, I'm sorry for your bad experience, okay? Don't make excuses. You look like a jerk when you're making excuses for a bad judgment call in your business or you're handling somebody incorrectly, all right? And the other thing is educate your customers, because keep in mind, a lot of times customers don't really understand your process and what you go through. So sometimes they go out of frustration and they go and put things publicly, but when you get them on a one-on-one situation, you're able to break it down with them. Now it puts them in position to understand, say, hey, well, okay, well, I didn't know it was that way. Or I'm sorry, I didn't know that, that maybe the mailman put my responses in my neighbor's mailbox, and that's the reason why I didn't receive them. Not that you didn't send off my credit reports or my disputes to the bureaus, right? So it's about educating them, letting them know, okay, no, this is the reason why it's done like that. Or, hey, you know what? I know it's an inconvenience to you, but the reason why our program is like that is because other customers in the past have taken advantage in X, Y, Z, blah, 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 blah. All right? Respond to the views like a pro, right? You see that gentleman right there. He's using his I don't know what technique that is, but he's trying to use his woo-saw right there, right? So a lot of times when you're responding to these negative reviews or negative gestures about your business, woo-saw, right? It's not the end of the world. Everybody ain't gonna like you, right? And I have to remind myself that, right? We have over 750, 5-star reviews between major platforms, and probably only maybe about 7 or 8 1-star reviews. And most of those 7 or 8 1-star reviews are people who are competitors or people who say because we have so many 5-star reviews that we're fake, all right? So always keep in mind you're gonna get pushed back with your brand or your business, right? So tell us, all right? So find your customer reviews. So I use a brand called So Tell Us, right? This is what I use on my website. I think every brand and every company should have some type of service similar to So Tell Us, right? As you see here, So Tell Us has my brand. This is a plugin, a widget that I'm able to put on my site. So I'm able to put this page on my site, well, this little box on my site, and customers are able to leave me reviews right there on my site. They're able to read past client reviews. And why is that important? Because a lot of times when customers are going to your site and they're trying to determine whether they want to do business with you, when they go to your site, there is no review or testimony platform for them to say that your services work. So what do? You plug a widget in like So Tell Us, and that allows them to see all your Google reviews, Facebook reviews, Yelp reviews. So when anybody leaves a Yelp, Facebook, or Google review, it automatically transposes onto my website. Therefore, I don't have to have somebody leave my website to check my Google reviews, because when they leave my website and they put in Credit 360 credit repair reviews, guess what? All my other competitors are going to come up as well. So this might be a customer that I just engaged that might have disengaged because now they've clicked off my site and saw another more compelling ad or compelling sales pitch. Now this is the tip I'm giving. This is the jewel. This is my last slide for y'all, right? So this is So Tell Us. This is a screenshot of their payment page. So Tell Us has been grateful enough to give me a coupon code, right, to waive their $399 setup fee, all right? So I know I'm kind of giving a little plug in right here, but I think it could be really a benefit to you companies who are looking to try to get some type of review platform on your website. So Tell Us, I think, is probably one of the most efficient ones, and they're very, very recognized in the credit repair space, and they understand credit repair as well, right? So you can use this link down here, right? This bit link, all right? Andre's bonus, if you use the promo code setup right here in this section, it will waive this $399 setup fee. However, they were only gracious enough to give it to me for 10 days, right? So you guys got to take action within the next 10 days. If that's something that you're choosing to do, use that link, use the promo code, set the word setup in all caps. All right. And last slide, build positive reviews to build trust. And just as a recap, remember, 83% of marketers use positive reviews to deliver a good return on investment, right? So any marketer who actually winds up trying to gain the business of Credit 360, they love the simple fact that we have 755-star reviews, because now they know they're putting a product or service in front of other individuals who are very, very comfortable with that product or service, right? So use these things to leverage. And keep in mind, with 750 reviews, I remind people, when we have a customer who's a little bit disturbed with services, now because so many other clients have had a good experience and is documented, now they feel that their disruption in services is just an isolated incident. They don't feel that this is the brand trying to get over on them. They understand that there's some type of bottleneck or kink in the system. All right. 72% of consumers say that positive reviews make them trust the business more. Right. Again, 1/3 of people just want to see reviews. And why wouldn't you be not leaning in front of your reviews? If you lean in front of your reviews, you're able to put a higher price point in your product. I like to tell people all the time, my credit repair audit fees are $360, like the name of the business, right? However, $360 is not a cheap audit fee. I get it. I'm the business owner, and I say it's not cheap. However, because of qualified experiences and because of reviews and testimonies, we were able to put that price point up there, and people give us pushback because of the price point. However, they take action for the simple fact that other people have paid that price and felt they got a qualified service to give a review or testimony and talk about their experience. All right. I hope you guys got some value out of that. I hope that you're able to use these jewels, these tips to actually take you to the next level, man. I love you guys. I love you guys. I tell you that all the time. That's why I pour back into you. And, you know, anything I can do for you guys, please let me know. I appreciate you.
Wow, man, what y'all think, man? How was that? First of all, you dropping gym after gym, bar after bar. I almost went to LA Fitness. How much gyms and bars you was dropping. Listen, we about to get to these questions real quick. We're about to answer this question. Make sure you put your questions in the chat. So real quick, Andre, you can stop sharing your screen. Can you share what schools, what you did at the schools you visited, and what did you talk about?
Actually, the same thing I talk about with any adult course. I break it down as what's the highest credit score. So I'm teaching kids, right? What's the highest credit score? What's the lowest credit score? All right. What's a credit report? A credit report is a report card of how you pay your bills. Hey, if somebody borrows money from you and they don't pay you back, would they have a good grade or a bad grade? They will have a bad grade. Well, that's a low credit score. A low credit score is a 350. So we're going to parallel pretty much anything dealing with the credit report or credit system with a report card and anything along those lines. So just the basics. But the whole idea is to document it. How good does it sound when, and people love this. When we do videos, we actually shoot the video. I ask the kids questions while it's being recorded, right? So I ask the kids, what's the highest credit score? 850. What's the lowest credit score? 300. So when adults hear this and they don't even know that, they're like, damn, this dude taught kid the highest credit score and I don't even know it. And again, that's what it resonates to. So I'm using this as leverage. Use it as leverage, right? Because at the end of the day, what am I doing? I'm trying to emotionally get into the heart of whoever viewing that video.
Okay, good. Also, so for those of you guys who are typing in the chat, it's an option where it says to. It says to all panelists. Make sure you click on that button and it's going to say to all panelists and attendees. So right now, a lot of you guys have been typing and you thought you was going in. It's only going to us, right? It's only going to the panelists. So make sure you put in all panelists and attendees so that everybody could be on the same page. That makes sense. Just put yeah in the chat if that makes sense. And yep, good. And I know y'all was, yep. There you go. See, now everybody, somebody still tripped. How you gonna put yeah and you still did the panelists? See, that's crazy. This is my last credit prayer launch party. This is it. I literally just showed you how to do it, and then you just really put all panelists again. I'm done. So if you want to talk to us, panelists in general, you can message it to panelists, but you don't need to do that. You can just put it in the Q&A box if you have to ask something to us. And then anything else outside of that, just put all panelists and attendants. Thank you. See, now y'all getting it. I knew somebody graduated. Let me keep going. Like I said, on the list post, would you send all 10 ways in one email or break it up into separate emails?
All 10 ways. What was it?
Brenda says on the list post, would you send all 10 ways in one email or break it up into separate emails?
Yes, you're gonna have a list, all posts. Okay, so list. It's a list post. So Yes, 1, 2, 3, 10 steps or 15 steps to repair your credit in 30 days. Whatever it may be, yes. So you're going to list the 15 steps because some people just need steps, right? Some people can read a whole paragraph and actually, you know, do timeline assessment based off of it. But yes, you would list all steps.
Good, got it. All right. If I see one more person type to the panelists and they meant panelists and attendees, I'm shutting down the launch party.
I'll put the coupon code information soon as I get off. If you guys want to look at it for So Tell Us, I'll put the link in the coupon code. Please use my link. And if you guys use my link and reach out to me, I'll probably do a session on how to best utilize So Tell Us as well.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you said that. Somebody was saying that the link wasn't working, so that's what you're referring to. You're gonna put the link in there so they can get it.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. All right. Do every state need a business license for credit repairing?
Do you need a business license?
Does every state need a business license for credit?
Every state. Well, no. Well, I can't speak for every state, but you need to, you know, contact your local Secretary of State or Division of Corporations and figure out what the protocol and procedure is. But most people don't realize, yes, you need to be incorporated, but you also need to possibly have some type of professional or occupational license, depending on the municipality that you're in. A lot of businesses that I coach, they have the articles of incorporation. However, they fail to get the actual occupational license or professional license. And this tells the municipality that you're in what scope of business that you are. Therefore, that's how your business is taxed from a local tax standpoint.
Got it. How do you set up Google reviews for your website and social media?
How do you set up Google? All right. So you would set up Google reviews. First thing you need to do is set up a Google My Business page. I would tell you, if anybody's on this phone call, on this Zoom, right, and you have a business and you don't have a My Business page, you're probably losing out maybe on 50% of your business. Now, a Google My Business page is what Google, a search engine, connects to let consumers find your brand. However, if you have no listing in Google, when they search for credit repair Miami, because I have a Google platform, I should come up in that search engine. If you've ever searched something like your local Burger King and you see the actual little, the box comes up, it has an image of the outside of your local Burger King or your local business, that's what you also want for your brand. It allows people to find you, it allows Google to find you, and it also allows people to rate you. Same thing with Facebook. Facebook has a review platform built into it. So one of the first things I do with a lot of y'all, all right, when somebody says they need coaching, I go to your Facebook, your business Facebook page, right? And I don't look at the reviews. I want to look at how many people do you have social proof? Are people following your brand? Don't tell me you're servicing 100 clients. However, only 3 people like your business page, right? Yeah. Or you got 5 reviews and 4 are negative.
Yep. Which review platforms are most important? Google, Facebook, yep.
Google, all right. I would say Google's number 1, all right, because people use that as the most widely used search engine. I like to say number 2 is Facebook, because Facebook has a personal connection, right? Most of the people, Facebook limits you to 5,000 friends. Normally, you have some type of connection, or you know someone who has a connection of those 5,000 friends. Therefore, the reviewer testimony is more authentic coming from somebody from Facebook because you have that connection. Then the last one is going to be Yelp. Yelp is only used because of the search engine Bing. Bing is the second most widely used search engine. For example, my mom, she has a Microsoft computer. It doesn't have Google as the search engine. It has Bing as the search engine. However, you could not tell my mom that she's not searching on Google, right? She thinks it's Google. However, there are different search engines. Even Yahoo has a search engine. But Bing's search engine values Yelp reviews, which I'm kind of like anti-Yelp. For example, I have over 100 reviews on Yelp, but Yelp only has 3 reviews public because they filter the reviews from individuals who don't use their platform on a widely basis. But please, 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 please go ahead and open up those Google pages if you don't have one.
Okay, all right, good. Listen, we're gonna still answer some more questions. Right now, we're gonna take an intermission. We're gonna take a 10-minute break essentially. Big break. So this is where you can get up, stretch, go ahead, use the restroom. Derek might give out some more money like he King of Diamonds. So just be ready for that.
Hey.
So Derek, what you got for him on this break?
I got a surprise, man. Somebody want to come in here. I just messaged you. Hold on. I got somebody who I got another millionaire man want to come on in here and drop some gems real quick on this little break. Now they can go pee, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I got somebody who want to come and drop some gems, and he a brother of mine, and you know, he consistently hit 7 figures in his company. So I want him to come and kind of like you know, speak to everybody and see what's going on.
How in the world people gonna go twinkle? How people can go twinkle and you bringing up extra 7-figure people? We can't go twinkle on that. We just gonna pee on ourselves.
They better take the laptop and let a pee.
Well, that's what I'm about to do. I'm about to go right to the bathroom. I don't care nothing about that. I'm gonna go right to the bathroom. You ain't forget all this.
Hey, can you promote them to panelists right quick? You hear me, Brandon?
Say it again.
Oh, can you promote him to panelists right quick?
Oh yeah, for sure. Okay, yep. Let me see. I gotta find him. Let me type him in. On the panelist. All right, he should be.
There you go. You got to put his video on. What's going on, bro?
What was that? Is that Jose Cuervo?
That's him. He on mute.
That's Jose Cuervo.
All right, I'm good. Can y'all hear me?
Yep.
What's going on, bro?
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Man, I'm hanging in here. What you got for the people, man?
Man, my hair all, you know what I mean?
Oh, you Rico Suave. You good.
Jose?
What's up, Andre?
What's good, brother?
Miss you guys, man. It's fucking this quarantine thing is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man. You know, everybody can see me?
Yep.
Okay. So pretty much, man, you know, Derek wanted me to come on here, man, so I had to get dressed right quick. You know what I mean? Because I was watching you guys drop gems, man. What was great is that, you know, I could obviously watch it from my bed, so it was pretty cool. But Derek wanted me to talk about mayor, you know, being the mayor of town. And if you guys have heard me speak, you know, I kind of like preach this all the time because it doesn't stop. And I find different ways of becoming the mayor of my town all the time. So it's like, if you guys don't know what the mayor of a town is, pretty much it's, if people don't know that you do credit in your town, then what are you really doing it for? If you're trying to, like, if you're in New York or, you know, I'll take myself, for example, if I'm in Jersey, but if I'm strictly worrying about people that's in Miami where Andre's at, but nobody knows who I am here, like, what is the purpose of you actually doing what you're doing? Are you just trying to be competitive? Are you just trying to, you know, make it seem like you're bigger than what you really are? And that was probably one of the biggest eye-opening things for me is I was so focused on everywhere else. But if I can't go to the local convenience store and somebody say, and somebody know that I do credit, then that's the problem. And that's pretty much where I really started to take that to the next level, was because when I was a recruiter in the Marines, you know, everybody knew I was a recruiter. And it's crazy that the model that the recruiting, when you go to recruiter school, that's what they teach you. They teach you how to make sure that you're embedded in your town, because you want people to know that you're a recruiter, right? Because you have to recruit people. You have to get people to join the Marines. That's what your job is as a recruiter. So if you go to the high school and people don't know you're a recruiter, what do? Hey, I'm the local recruiter. I'm here to talk about the Marines. So it's kind of like what Andre was saying too, is about doing presentations and branding yourself. That's pretty much what it is in a nutshell, but it's like, it's doing it in your community. Because if when I was a recruiter, if I went to the local police station to get a police report on a kid that's getting ready to join, they knew I was a recruiter, whether I was dressed in Marine gear, whether I was in my dress blues and my clothes, whatever the case is, it didn't matter. So if you're going to a networking event, right, and you see people that you don't know, you have to introduce yourself, because you want them to know, or I want them to know, I'm the credit dude, right? I want them to know, if I go to a chamber of commerce, I want everybody to know I'm the credit dude. And that is kind of like, honestly, where it really started for me, was going to chamber of commerce, networking events. If you're Hispanic, if you're not Hispanic, There's a company called NAREP, National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. You want to get embedded in all your community activities, right? Because now those are going to be the people that help you promote that you're the mayor of your town, right? So if you're not doing something locally for each of your police departments, you're wrong, right? All of your police, you should know. Everybody here for some reason knows a police officer, right? Why? I might know police officers for a different reason because of you, whether it's a family member, you got arrested, you got pulled over. Like I can't even and this is honest to God, I've gotten pulled over from police officers that I've given free credit repair to and they let me go. You know what I mean? So it's like you want to embed yourself with all your local communities as far as like Chamber of Commerce. You want to embed yourself with the fire department, with the police department, with anything that has to do with public service, right? All those things you want to embed yourself with. And I'm telling you, if you don't, the next person will, right? Because it's all an expansion. Think about the progression of a mayor, right? And this is why becoming a mayor is so important. You know, I'm not into politics, so don't quote me on this. Don't hold me to it if I get it fucked up a little or messed up a little bit, sorry. But when you're a mayor, right, you're a mayor and then you progress to what? To like a governor, right? Then you go to a senator. Then you go to, you keep growing. Next thing you know, you're the president, right? But the president usually starts smaller, right? Unlike Donald Trump, but pretty much everybody starts smaller, right? So if you become the mayor of your town, then you can take over the county. Then you can take over the state. Then next thing you know, you're taking over the eastern part of the country. Next thing you know, you're taking over the Midwest. And slowly you start to take over each part. But if you're not doing your part in the beginning of being a mayor, if people don't even know you in Jersey, how are you going to try to take over California or Texas? You know what I mean? So it's like, if you're in credit repair, obviously majority of people here are, or starting out, you need to make sure that you're taking this time to build relationships with the people that normally don't have time to give you. So what does that mean? A realtor, a banker, a lender, an insurance agent. Start interviewing all these people. Start getting with all these people you can still become the mayor of your town. You can still become someone that you get to know. If you order DoorDash, give them a business card. Hey man, I know you're in DoorDash. Hey, listen, can I give you a business card in case you ever have anyone that needs help with their credit? Did you guys even know that it's either Uber or Lyft actually gives free credit repair to their people, right? Create something like that where you can partner with someone and say, hey, I'm going to give you free credit repair to all of your people. You know what I mean? So it's like you really have to think outside the box with becoming the mayor, but it's really easier than you think, right? A lot of people don't realize how, I landed one of the biggest partnerships in my life with DJ Envy and Caesar. It was all because I was building relationships in my town and I was preaching it for 4 years. And then all of a sudden, one day it worked to the point where, but I had to keep going and you have to keep building relationships. You go to your kid's birthday party. All those parents at your kid's birthday party, all of them should know you do credit. You know what I mean? If you go to the local skating ring, the DJ, the host, everybody should know that you do credit repair. Because why? Because when I was a recruiter, was I embarrassed or was I ashamed to tell people that I was a recruiter? No, I had to make mission. It was, if I didn't make my mission with the government, and Derek could attest to this with the military, if you're a recruiter and you don't make your mission, you get in trouble. Like you could potentially get kicked out the military for that. You know what I mean? Granted, I got in trouble for other stuff in the military. You know what I mean? But you can still get in trouble if you don't make your mission. So if you're not going out and every single day as if you have a mission where it's like, if I do not make my mission this month, I'm going to get fired. I'm going to get laid off. That is going to motivate you to not be afraid. And let's be honest. Sometimes I'm afraid to let people know that I do credit repair because I'm afraid of how they're going to react. So take the credit repair part thing aside. I don't do credit repair. I help people become I help people get into homes. I help people get a higher credit score. I help people get over get assistance after COVID-19, things like that. You know what I mean? Take the credit repair part out if you're afraid of it, because I could be honest and say that at one point in time I was afraid and scared to tell people I did credit repair because I was afraid of what they were going to think. You know what I mean? But becoming the mayor of town, guys, is really easier than you think, as long as you just tell every single person that you come in contact with that you do credit. And that's it. I hope that that helped out a little bit,
Bars.
I appreciate it.
Bars. Brandon.
Man, Jose, man, I appreciate you, man. Are you gonna drop some money in here too? You gonna drop some money? Forget about that. Anyway, listen, y'all go follow Jose, man. Jose, go ahead and drop. You said what? Say it again.
Pick somebody.
Okay. Well, I'm about to say, well, how much money are we talking about? How much money
I'll match Derek's.
Okay, well, Derek said he was gonna get 250,000, so I don't know. No,
Let's do it.
Listen, I'm trying to help y'all out. I'm
Let's
trying to help y'all. No, Derek get
this is the only way I'll do it.
Okay.
This is the only way I'll do it.
Okay.
Is it for the next? We hear it's April 13th, right?
Mm-hmm.
If for the next 90 days, people actually commit to becoming a mayor of their town, right? And not just saying, I'm going to speak. If every single day you do something to help you become embedded in your community, then I'll do it.
Okay, so we're going to document it?
I'll match it. I'll match it.
I'll do it.
We're all match it.
Yeah, we're going to all match it.
I'll do it. I'm going to do it right now. But you got to, everybody pretty much got to commit to that. You know what I mean? I think it's fair that, and I'm going to just say one thing. Derek, I've never been like a cocky guy or never been somebody, right? I can tell you that this tactic that I'm telling you guys is why, once again, I got with, DJ Envy and Caesar picked me, because Lucci, if you guys don't know who Lucci is, that's Caesar's brother. Right? That's the land trap lord guy, whatever the case is, the guy that brands that land trap lord. He said, hey man, the reason why they picked me to do the credit stuff, it wasn't Caesar, it wasn't Envy, it was Lucci. He said, we were watching you for like 4 years on Instagram and Facebook.
Wow.
We were watching what you were doing. We were seeing who you were helping. We were seeing what you were doing in the community, what you were posting, everything like that. And that's why they had people that were willing to pay $10,000, $20,000 to sponsorship and be on and they're like, nope, we picked you because of what you did on social media. The month before that, October 2018, and Derek knows, I was ready to give up in credit repair. October, November 2018, I was ready to be like, you know what, fuck this. It's just too much headache. I'm just whatever. I tried to mastermind and work, whatever the case is. October, November 2018 is when Caesar reached out to me to do the talks. So guys, I'm telling you, if you don't think this works, becoming the mayor, it might not take 30 days, 90 days, a year, but guess what? It might take 4 years of work to get you on the Breakfast Club, on national, radios, on things like that. Because I tell you right now, I'm not doing anything different in credit than what you guys are doing. And I can vouch for that. I have Credit Repair Cloud. I have Identity IQ. I'm listening to Derek. I'm listening to Andre, listening to Brandon. I'm doing the same thing you guys are doing. You just got to do something different in your community than what everybody else isn't. And I promise you, if we have 100 people doing the right thing, don't you think it probably would remove that stigma that credit repair companies are just taking people's money? Like I just gave away the free credit repair thing. It was like 400 or 500 people that got it. And that was one thing that helps me become the mayor. I saw Brandon saw it, you know what I mean? So it's like things like that, guys, is what's really going to get you there. And I promise you guys that I'm not doing anything different. I'm not cocky. I'm not saying I'm better. I'm listening to what all you guys are doing. I paid for this course too. You know what I mean? I'm learning, you know what I mean? So don't think that I'm above you guys or anything like that. It's just, you just got to put in the work. Don't think it's going to take 30 days, 60 days for you to get 1,000 clients. Like I'm just going to pass, I've been in business 10 years, right? It took me 10 years. I'm almost at the 4,000 mark. Almost at the 4,000 mark. You know what I mean? Where people like what's his name, Aaron Clark, hit thousands in like a year and a half, and I'm like, fuck, what is Aaron doing? Oh, Aaron's doing the same thing I'm doing. Like, we're all doing the same thing, guys. So don't think that you just got to put the time in. It might work faster for others. It might work slower for you. But in my first 5 years of business, I probably had 150 clients. So don't think it's gonna happen overnight.
Right.
You know what I mean,
Right.
So who's getting it, Brandon? Who's getting it?
What? You said 4,000. Let me just count. Now, how much you started? I'm trying to do the numbers. Hold on. I'm trying to get the numbers. Y'all worry about something else. 4,000. Carry the one. No, I'm joking. But listen, all right. No, it's not on me. It's on Derek. We're trying to find out. So are we still tagging people? Are we still tagging?
Yes. So I got so on this break, while we get ready for the dispute go, once she take them through the credit laws and once she take them through the dispute process, I want to give away a website.
Hold on, wait. Hold on. Let's go back. Hold on, wait. Let's be clear. So Jose's giving away 250. Andre's giving away 250. I guess they're matching, right? And you already gave away 250, right? So we got $500 left that we're giving away.
Well, I have way more than that to give. So what we doing is we potted the money.
Okay, got it.
Giveaways, right?
Okay.
Breaks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got thousands to give away in cash and values, right?
Mm-hmm.
So and we already paid for blocks of website. We already paid for, we got this.
Okay, cool. All right. So how we get somebody's getting a website right now.
It normally costs $1,500.
Got it. So who's getting the website?
So the person that's getting the website is the next name that came up was Polly Cook Foster.
Polly Cook getting a web. Polly Cook. Hey, listen, you in here, Polly?
Polly Cook Foster on here.
Oh, there she. Oh,
Polly Foster. Yeah, that's
right. Let's go.
Hey, Polly, inbox me on Facebook so that we can get that set up for you. So you won the website.
Come on, Polly. Listen, when you get your website, just let me know when you get it so I can go ahead and give you a review. Or you can, fix my credit for free. I'll be the first one to test it out. I'll be the first one to test it out. You can go and fix my credit for free.
But people had questions for you, Brandon.
Did they?
Because they said that you were providing free credit repair and free services for like certain people. They wanted you to elaborate on who you were providing services for.
Oh, you talking about the credit repair?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually fixing everybody's credit on here for free. So if you got bad credit, not only am I fixing all your credit, but every client you got. So Jose got 4,000 clients. I'm add up all your clients, type how many clients you got. I'm fixing everybody's credit for free. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in with my camera, and I'm just gonna stand there. And hopefully, over time, in about 1,700 years, then the credit will automatically be fixed. Want you to do it?
No, I was talking about becoming the mayor when you said that you fixed,
Oh, in my town, yeah, I fixed everybody. I fixed it was 2 strippers. I know I got a lap dance off of that for free, and the bartender. So I'm real strategic. You gotta be strategic about these relationships, y'all. If you know you want to go to a strip club, go ahead and fix 2 strippers. That way, you good on that. The bartenders, just be real. You guys just got to think. You always got to think about the next level. So that's kind of what I did. Okay. Y'all can use my strategy. Just go ahead and you use the same strategy that I use. That way you can actually use that. Just don't tell my wife about it. Okay, we done? Where we at? All right. So listen, I appreciate you. First I appreciate everybody on here, man. I appreciate Andre. Go ahead and put y'all Andre and Jose, put y'all social media handles in the chat so we can all have it. Make sure y'all put it in the chat so we can all have it. Y'all make sure y'all follow them on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever they are. Brandy, I know you put yours in, but put yours in again to make sure we all clear. Okay, moving on. All right, we almost done, y'all. If y'all getting value, man, just type 100 in the chat if y'all getting value from this thing. Type 100 in the chat. Also, I want you guys to type in what was your biggest takeaways. Type in the chat. I actually want y'all to post that on social media as well. Your biggest takeaways, all right? Either 1 or 2, what was your biggest takeaway? And I want to know specifically, like, what was it? Okay, becoming the mayor, I need to know exactly what it was, right? What was your biggest takeaway? Okay, good. While we're waiting on that, Brandon, you unmuted. Did you want to say something? You good? You good, Brandon? Okay, cool. Listen, Panelists, y'all make sure y'all take care of this Q&A box, man. This thing's box filling up. Okay, so make sure you guys all type your question in there. We will answer everyone's questions. Okay, so make sure y'all type it in the Q&A box. Follow follow all my panelists.